This video will guide you through 7-2 Work Together. On this one we are going to be creating a balance sheet, and we're creating it for Ken's carpet cleaning for the month ended April 30th of the current year. And we are given the balance sheet column of a worksheet to use to complete this activity. Now the first step to completing our balance sheet is to fill in the title. So we're going to go ahead and put the company name, which was Ken's Carpet Cleaning. And then we put the name of the document, and this one is a balance sheet. Then we put the date. Now the date for the balance sheet is the current date. We don't put for month ended or anything along those lines. And it told us that we were doing this one for April 30th of the current year. So we would just put in April 30th, comma, 2013. Now when we're doing our balance sheet, we want to kind of think of the accounting equation. Assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. This is our little dividing line for our T account. And we're going to use this same dividing line when we're creating our balance sheet. So all of our assets are going to go on the left side of our balance sheet, and then our liabilities and owner's equity will go on the right side or the credit side of our balance sheet. And we will start by writing in our category headings. So we're going to do assets first, and then we're going to list the assets and their balances. We just put these right against the margin. The title here is centered. Everything else is against the margin. Alright, once we get all of our assets listed, we would be tempted to go ahead and draw a line and total, but we don't want to do that because what we want to have happen is our total line for assets needs to be on the same line as our total for liabilities and owner's equity. So we're going to wait and see how many spaces we use over on this side before we total this side. Okay, over here our first category is liabilities. And our liabilities are going to be our accounts payables. I'm going to have to abbreviate because I wrote too big. Okay, it looks like we only have two liabilities. Then we are going to put a total here. We're going to say total liabilities. And we will single rule. and add those together. Then we are going to put our next category heading, which is owner's equity. Now for owner's equity, we would have our capital account. So we're going to write in Ken Cherniak Capital. Now we don't use this capital balance. We have to calculate current capital. And there's a formula for calculating current capital. I created a little sheet here. What we do is we take our capital account balance, which is $11,810. Then we are going to add in our net income. So we look, and our net income was $1,899. So we'll add those together. And we get $13,709. Then we need to subtract the drawing balance, which is $855. And we get $12,854. This is the number that we're going to use on our balance sheet. We are not using the capital balance here. We have to do this little equation. Be sure that you have this equation written in your notes so that you know how to calculate for the test and for the rest of your activities or your assignments here. Okay, so back here on our balance sheet, we're going to take this number after our calculation. So we put in 12,854. Then we want to total, and we want these totals to be on the same row. So assets goes down lower than the other one, so I'm going to put a single line right on the bottom of assets, but then I'm going to have a blank line over here, and I'm going to put a single line on the same line that my assets is, or the other column is. Okay, so both of those are on the same line, which means we have a blank over here, but we want these to be on the exact same line. Over on this side, we are going to write in total assets. Over here, we write total liabilities and owner's equity. And we're going to have to abbreviate because we can't fit this, so we're going to put total liab, period, and owner's equity. Now we're going to add all of these up and write our total in. And we'll write that in. I got 13,513. Then we come over here and we need to add our total liabilities plus our capital. So 659 plus 12,854, and I get 13,513. Now if these two numbers are equal, that means our math is correct, and we would double underline both columns. Make sure you guys are using rulers for your double underlining, and make sure you use calculators to do all of your math so you don't make any mistakes. All right, that is our balance sheet. Go ahead and use the same procedure to fill out your balance sheet on the 7-2 on your own.